you seem in a really interesting point of the spectrum where you see both sides and you're operating on both sides. Like, what are the biggest kind of differences that you see moving forward for like this landscape of indie filmmaking, especially around self promotion and strategy that you've been kind of successful with on the digital side?
It's a great question because I think when I was younger, I had an idea of, okay, all I have to do is get into Sundance and that's it. If I get into Sundance, I've essentially made it. And then I'll have one feature after the other. But it's really not that time anymore. Even going back to the 70s, people would make one short film like Martin Scorsese did, The Big Shave, and then okay, now I'm doing Mean Streets. So it's definitely not the same pipeline anymore. And even from experience with O.C.D, we had done, some huge festivals. We did South by Southwest in Australia and, obviously like Nashville and all these big festivals. And they're still, even though I loved them and they were amazing and the staff was incredible, in terms of propelling me to be able to make the feature and networking, it was not how social media is now. And I also think in the industry side of things, the industry is very tight right now. They're not really willing to take risks anymore. And you kind of what I've come to the realization is instead of having to go the traditional industry route, I'm completely okay with trying to carve a new path and figure that out because whichever way it's going to happen, I'm going to make it work. That's kind of always been my mindset. So figuring out how I can combine social media and social media reach and kind of combine that with maybe my own distribution. Even you could have like your own website and charge, 99 cents for your movie. And if you're able to get, 20 million views on it and pull 1% of those people to click, purchase, you're kind of being your own self distributor. So, and also too, what I've noticed from friends of mine who have been lucky enough to get distribution for films they've worked on is the more completed the project, the easier it is to sell. And so like a lot of the times you just got to finish the thing and then they'll take it. But I mean navigating it is difficult because there's no real blueprint, there's no real outline to figure it out. I mean when we did O.C.D, there were people telling us from the industry side of things not to do it because there's no point, you've done enough shorts, you have a feature. But it's like if I didn't do that, I'd still be sitting here with nothing, and I would be resting on the laurels of my past two projects, which I don't want to do. But yeah, I don't know if that answered your question.
Completely, yeah. Is that a purposeful approach right now? Is to build your own foundation to then build everything on top of? Is that the direction that you're going?
It's exactly the direction.